Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Chow with Lau, and today I'm going to show you how to cook something a little bit more traditional. I'm going to show you how to cook soy sauce chicken. So soy sauce chicken, guys, is one of those dishes you're almost always likely to find on a Chinese family's dinner table. It's just one of those traditional things, almost like a Western roast chicken dinner. Of course, you normally have separate dishes of greens, maybe a steamed fish, maybe a meat dish like some ribs and black bean sauce. You get the picture. And it's nearly always accompanied by bowls of steamed rice. Fantastic. I guess it's one of those things I can remember from our childhood. It's tradition. Hopefully, guys, if you want to learn this recipe, it might start off some family traditions of your own. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare our ginger. I've got two good chunks in. What I'm going to do is cut off any dry bits that we're not going to use. Get rid of those. Same again for this one. Then all we're going to do is we're just going to slice them thinly. Doesn't matter that the peel's still on because we're not going to eat it. All it's going to do is impart all the ginger flavour into our liquor, cooking liquor if you like. Okay. And we set that to one side. And now all we're going to do to prepare this garlic is to give each clove a good smashing, like so. Okay. More. Okay, and again, set aside. And now for the spring onions. You can use shallots if you like, but I'm in love with these red spring onions I've found recently at supermarkets. They're really nice, their colour's really good as well, and the flavour's delicious, and they're kind of quite chunky and fat, which kind of almost makes them into little shallots. But what we're going to do, we're going to use this bit in the actual making of the dish, and the rest we can use for garnish, so we won't waste anything. So I'm just going to chop the roots off, and I'm just going to thinly slice them. Just like that. Okay. Do that again. Okay. Right guys, so you're going to need a fairly large pot, one that can just about hold your whole chicken, because what we don't want is to have so much space that we have to use a lot of liquid to cover the chicken. So we're going to add a litre of water to this pot. To that I'm going to add one chicken stock cube, the whole clove of smashed up garlic, or my ginger, my chopped up spring onions, a cinnamon stick, 3-star anise, which again you can find from your local Asian or Chinese supermarket. Look. They're pretty cool. They smell very aniseedy, and they impart that flavour into the whatever you're using it to cook with, which is great. In this amount of liquid, it's going to be quite a subtle flavour you get, because I don't think you want an aniseed tasting chicken, really, do we? We also want a teaspoon of Chinese 5-spice. Most supermarkets stock this now. If not, your Chinese or Asian supermarket will come to your rescue. 100 grams of brown sugar for that little bit of sweetness. 175 ml of light soy sauce. 125 ml of dark soy sauce, 125 ml of shaoxing rice wine. That's optional. If you don't have rice wine to hand, dry white wine or dry sherry will do, but you can leave it out completely if you don't want alcohol in your food. And finally, a little glug of sesame oil for extra flavour. I'd say about 1 or 2 tablespoons. Essentially what we need is enough liquid to cover your chicken. So if you have a bigger pot and a bigger chicken, you may need more liquid, so you can scale this up. Just keep everything in proportion with the soy sauces and your water, your stock, everything else, and you should be fine. It's not very complicated, but if you, on the other hand, if you want to scale it down, perhaps you could, instead of using a whole chicken, we could actually go for chicken legs or chicken thighs or even chicken wings, and you could put quite a lot in without having to increase your liquid load or even reduce it if you so wish. It's very versatile. I'm doing a whole chicken because this is kind of what I want to demonstrate. It's quite a spectacular dish when it's a whole chicken, so that's the way I'm going, but the world is your oyster. The cooking method is essentially the same. Right guys, so we bring all that liquid up to the boil, give it a good stir so everything is mixed up or dissolved in, and now we're going to add in our whole chicken. Like I said before, you can use chicken parts like legs, wings, chicken thighs, whatever. I like to do it like this, just because. Okay. Right. As you can see, my chicken is not fully submerged, so I'm going to top up the fluids with more water, more light soy sauce. We've got to balance the flavour, so you approximately, whatever you put in, you do it by ratio. I'm just doing it approximately, but that should be fine because the main bulk of it is already there. More dark soy sauce and a good glug of the rice wine. Why not? Hopefully all the alcohol will boil off. Okay, get it up to temperature again. The bubbling should then take it over the chicken quite nicely. What we can also do is halfway through the cooking process we can turn it over as well. But all the flavour during this should absolutely soak into the chicken. Imagine all the flavours. This is going to be amazing. It smells absolutely wonderful as well, guys. Yeah, you have to be here. You really do. Now we've got it to the boil, we're going to put a lid on it and keep simmering and bubbling away for a further 20 minutes, after which we're going to leave it to sit for 40 minutes where it will complete its cooking with the residual heat. All this time the flavours are still going to go into the chicken. After I've cooked it for 20 minutes, I'm going to turn it over because there's a little bit exposed and I don't want to put any more liquid in it because that would be a waste, or potentially could be a waste. You might think, because we're not actually going to be using the liquid, that's just to imbue the flavour, you might think that's a total waste anyway, but we're not going to throw it away. You can actually fridge it or freeze it after you let it cool, and you can use it again to make another soy sauce chicken or a soy sauce pork or something like that, anything you want. And also I'm going to show you how to make a nice little dipping sauce with it as well. That's going to be really cool. Soy sauce is like the essence of Chinese cooking. So this has been blipping away for the past 20 minutes. I did turn it over halfway so it would get an equal soak in the soy mixture. So hopefully the flavour is going to imbue completely evenly around it. That's fine. So what I'm going to do is switch it off and just let it sit for the next 40 minutes. The residual heat in the liquid will keep cooking the chicken until it's just done and all the flavour is still soaking inside on the skin and into the flesh itself. This is going to be delicious. So like I said, I'm going to try not to waste anything. With the green ends of the spring onions, we're going to slice them up. We can use them as garnish. Nothing goes to waste. Right guys, 40 minutes after we turned the heat off. This is what we've got. Gonna get it out of this liquid. So the chicken's all cooked and I've left it resting for a further 20 minutes just to let everything relax, and now it's ready for carving. Okay, the way that we do this, there's a lot of liquid, is we're going to separate the joints. It's always handy to have a meat cleaver handy. What Chinese do is keep it on the bone. Okay, might be a little bit different. If you want to take the meat off the bone, then please do. Right guys, there you go. Soy sauce chicken. Get your taste buds ready. Wow. Right. Oh, I don't know where to start. This one. Okay. Wow. It is really, really tender. Let's see what the flavour's like. That is lovely. The soy's coming through. Tiny little bit of star anise I can recognise in that, which is perfect. The sweetness from the sugar. Everything combines to make this really, really, really delicious. I make no apologies for saying the word delicious over and over again. It's delicious. So like I said, it's really heartwarming. It just brings back memory after memory after memory. Sit down with family, different occasions. Beautiful. Easy to make, takes a little bit of effort, takes quite a few little ingredients, but actually nothing technically difficult about it. Try it guys, if you haven't done it before, this one's definitely worth experimenting with because it is a taste sensation. This will feed, the whole chicken will feed about what, 4 or 5 people. So it's a real family affair, or you can obviously store it away and have some for lunch tomorrow. Really, really cool. Goes really nice with steamed rice. Like I said, I've garnished it with a few spring onions. Oh, I forgot. I'm going to try to dip some in my dressing. Wow. Oh my God. That is beautiful. So nice. Right guys, thank you so much for your attention. If you've watched it this far through, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, hit the notification bell, and if you want to support me to start my collection of soy sauces so I can make more stuff like this, or anything else actually, the little super thanks icon underneath the video, which is that little heart shape, you can donate a little. Every little bit would help the channel, help me make more videos, help me make better videos, and please give me comments below what you think of this video, what you want me to do in the future, anything like that, any general comment, or just to say hello. I will say hello back. So thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks guys, bye. As I mentioned before, I don't want to waste the cooking liquor, and I'm going to spoon some into here with the chilies that I have finely chopped. I'm going to add some to this. Just going to give it a little stir. Okay, and the chilies are slowly going to imbue into that and give it a little bit of a kick. So I'm also going to add a little bit of that brown sugar for extra sweetness, obviously. And I'm also going to put a dash of this rice vinegar in, because I think with a little bit of sharpness, I reckon about a tablespoon, just to kind of give it a bit of an edge. Give it all a bit of a stir. The soft brown sugar should dissolve quite easily. This is still warm. I'm going to just give it a little taste. Wow, that's really nice. Soy sauce, the kick of the chili, a little sharpness from the rice vinegar. Rice vinegar isn't actually very, very sour. It's just nice, and a little bit, a tiny bit of sweetness. Just brings it all together. That's really nice. So that will make a nice dipping sauce. We can actually use that for the soy chicken if you like, or you can use it to dip your wontons in, or your phyllo prawns. Anything like that. Beautiful. So you can use the rest of the liquor up bit by bit like this. Like I said before, you can freeze it, you can stick it in the fridge, it'll last for months in the freezer, it'll last for a good week in the fridge. It's quite a lot, so I would try to freeze as much of it as you can. Obviously you can repeat the process with another chicken, with pork, or whatever you want to.